Alright, hello! Welcome, this is M-Dog, and what we're doing here is something a little different. I've tried this one other time and it didn't work out, and so I'd say there's a good chance we'll get the same result here, but I'm actually starting a brand new character. Her name is Gayeh. She's a shaman. She's from the Draenei race, I guess is what you call it. And you'll see she's level 2. I haven't done any quests yet, but I did run all the way and take some boats and make my way across the seas to get to the human starting area, which is where sort of my fondest memories are. So whenever I have a choice, I'd say at least half the time, no matter what race I'm playing, if I'm starting a new tune for fun, I'll end up going to Elwyn Forest and doing this. So this may be one video and only one, or it could be the start of a new series and stay with Gayeh a little bit and run her up. So tonight I'm not going to play real long. I'm actually just going to get started here. We'll see, possibly might make it through this first little part before we get to Goldshire, but we'll just have to see how it goes. It's pretty late, so we'll just do a few quests and then we will go hopefully come back to this again soon. Alright, so I have skinning and herbalism, and I've never noticed this before, it looks like there's actually maybe a minimum level before you can actually start using it. Like I was noticing it wasn't letting me track herbs, and now it's not letting me skin these guys, so it may be until you get to either a little higher level beasts, or until you get to level 5 or something. You can't do anything with professions. So my plan is, because again, if you've listened to any of my other videos, I've talked about this, but I'm new to this server and transferred over a 90 on Horde side, but on Alliance side I don't have any money, so I'm taking herbalism to do alchemy on this tune, but I'm taking skinning just to try to make a little money, at least to be able to afford things like getting some nice bags as early as possible, and then also things such as making sure I have enough money for riding training and building up some money. And what I'll do is I'll save the herbs I pick and then sell the skins, and at some point when I do have some money, I'll go ahead and start using those herbs to run up alchemy and drop skinning. Alright, so we've got 2 abilities now. First 2 shaman abilities, Lightning Bolt and Primal Strike. My ultimate plan with this tune would be to go healing once we can start running instances. But for leveling purposes, I probably will stay DPS for a little while. In fact, it's possible that I might even run a couple dungeons as DPS and wait till I can dual spec to get the healing on. I'm just not a big fan, even though at this level, in fact all the way till 40s or 50s, if not till Outlands, even in a healing spec you do so much damage with heirloom gear on, which we do have heirloom gear. Although we have a little bit of a mixed bag on heirloom gear. We've got a couple cloth pieces, and we also have some mail, which is what we should have on, but I think only half the mail is intellect and the other half is agility. So that's gonna weaken us a little bit in terms of the damage and healing output we can do. So what I may have to do is I've got a mage that has all of my intellect cloth gear. I may have to put a couple more cloth pieces on this tune if I start noticing it's becoming a problem. So it's totally nostalgia in terms of why I like this area. This is when Artrix and I started playing this game during the Outlands expansion. We had never played World of Warcraft, certainly were late to the party. We logged in on a trial one afternoon, and by the end of that evening we both had purchased the full game and the expansion. And of course, a lot of my memories are, at least start, right here in Elwyn Forest. And it's funny because the first character I played was a paladin, and that character I named Therina ended up being the character I still play. She's changed from Alliance to Horde here recently, but that first character is still with me. So, but other than paladin, I am starting to find that shaman is right up there in terms of my favorite class. In fact, the shaman specialization, I'm not going to try to remember the names because off the top of my head I'm just not remembering it right now, but the specialization that actually focuses more on melee DPS in some ways reminds me of what I consider the glory days of the paladin class back certainly before Cataclysm, and I think that's probably the cutoff. I would say is even up through Lich King, Ret Paladin was just so much fun to play. Now when the Paladins first in Vanilla WoW, I think Ret Paladin, maybe even through most of the Burning Crusade expansion, Ret Paladin was pretty underpowered for damage, and it certainly had its heyday. And I think it's still strong, and I still play DPS occasionally, although usually I'm holy. I pretty much, when I'm doing LFR or running heroics or whatever, I'm going as a holy spec. But I just think that Ret Paladin, the abilities, the cooldowns, the order of abilities used, everything was just so much fun. And now that they have holy power, and the way the abilities have been changed, and sort of your options on what abilities to use and all that, I don't like it at all. I mean, I'll do it when new content comes out and I know I have to quest. If I don't have a group to run with, then I'll run as DPS, but I don't enjoy the gameplay. And Shaman melee DPS, I found, is maybe as close to that as any class comes. Just a good balance of actual melee attacking abilities with some magical abilities mixed in. It's certainly different, but it's, I think, the closest that I at least when I play it. Alright, so we've got some new gear here, and we got to go back. So here's my confused Gayeh, wearing just a range of different types of equipment right now. Now we got to remember to hit our buff there, get 9% extra experience and reputation. You know, we haven't gotten a quest to go talk to our trainer. I think there still is that quest at some point where we have to practice an ability on. Oh, maybe it's because we're in a starting area that shaman don't usually go to. We might not get that quest at all, I guess. So yeah, we're already on the Blackrock Invasion and Extinguish Fires. And what I'd like to do, and I've totally not been doing this, but I'd like to slow down a little bit, not read the whole text out loud necessarily. Where am I going? But at least just sort of from my memory and glancing over it, just give a little bit of flavor on what we're doing and why we're doing it. Because even in this old world content, you come across some pretty decent quest lines in terms of lore, storytelling, and all that. So yeah, we need to go over to where the fires are. So we are level 4 now, about to hit level 5, and that just speaks to I'm in a guild, so I've got a little bonus to XP there. I'm wearing full set of heirloom, which that helps, and plus they've just sped up the leveling process. So let's see, I've got a chest, a back, shoulders, head, and pants. Yeah, that's full set. And this will hit us to level 5 right here. No new abilities at level 5. I think we do get something at level 6 though. Got a little 2-for-1 there on the fires. Alright. Good. Yeah, this will just about finish up both quests here in the next little bit here. 6, 7, 8 on fires. And there's our 8th weapon. And while I'm thinking of it, if you enjoy this type of content, I do appreciate any kind of comments you leave, or just leave a like for me, and that'll let me know that there's a desire to see this, because if there's not, I mean, I don't have to record it, I can just play it. So, but I enjoy recording videos, and now that I've started, it actually is a big part of, I think, the enjoyment I get in playing games, is being able to share it with people. And when I do get comments, feedback from folks, it's I don't know, I just really enjoy that, and it's cool to think that even if it's just 1 or 2 people, that somebody's enjoying something that you're doing, and it's not just about you. And that's part of the reason why I've always, I think, liked this game, is that I am able to play with other people, do group content, or even just solo content. Certainly my best memories in this game are when we're doing things together. Alright, I think we have we do have an heirloom weapon, so nothing we get is ever gonna be better, so we just need to see what sells for the most. 21 coppers. I'm glad we made sure we got the best one of those. And we'll go finish this last quest, and I think this is going to be sort of wrapping up this starter experience, and then what we'll do is we'll make our way back to Goldshire, which is where I have my hearth set. I don't know that we necessarily need to walk back there, because I've already picked up the quest that you get to go to Northshire. So let's test this out, see if we can skin anything yet. Nope. It may just be this whole area. Skinning is not allowed. Oh, we can find herbs now though. So I think it was level 5. It's unlocked it now. It certainly unlocked it at some point, because I was not able to track herbs earlier. Alright, I'm going to go turn this in and head to Goldshire. We'll go ahead and pick up the quest. Might go skin a couple boars or something, and then we'll wrap this first Gayeh adventure video up. And I'll try to label these videos based on the levels. That way, if you are following along and interested in watching this series, if it ends up being a series, you'll be able to sort of see where you've left off and know which video to watch next. If you're new to my channel, if you came because you saw a World of Warcraft video, I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone. Before that I played some Smite, that third-person MOBA. And other than that, I play a little of this and that. Anything new that I end up deciding to get, I'll put some videos up on. But for instance, Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghost, I've played both of those. I am always typically playing at least one MMO, and for the time being it's World of Warcraft. Played Star Wars for a good bit. I do have some Lotro videos on the channel, and Lotro's always been one of my favorites. Artrex and I often talk about if Lotro had been the first MMO we ever played, it'd probably be the one we were still playing. I think it's that good. It's good in different ways in some sense than WoW is, but it is really good. And it's a wild turkey. Are turkeys skinnable? But you know what? As good as I think Lotro is, I keep coming back to WoW. It's where, I guess, the nostalgia factor is where a lot of my friends are. So that's the way it is. Alright, so we've got Earth Shock now. Looks like it's another melee type attack. I think you do it directly to a target, not the ground. That looks right. Yeah, you can do it from range, so it's not melee at all. And we are into skinnable creatures now. Our skinning is now too. Watch out. Cut purse. Let's go grab this herb before somebody else does. Is that what they're coming after? Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe not. Or maybe they're just gonna let us have it.
It's too far away. I'm out of range.
And Gayeh is far from her land. It was quite the trek. If you've made it before at level 1, you know it is quite the trek. A lot of walking. But for me, just worth it to get over here in familiar territory. And honestly, I like questing through Eastern Kingdoms with a lot of dungeons mixed in. We are using a shield, so we'll go ahead and take that. And especially if we build up any rested XP, it won't be long till we outlevel a lot of this stuff. We won't go through all the quests. I'm not going to be a completionist about quests. I've done all these quests too many times to worry about that. But I will quest when the experience is still good, and when it starts to drop off a little bit, we'll move to another zone. And honestly, once we hit 15, for those first few levels past 15, it'll probably just about all be in dungeons. The only thing I'll try to do is stay up as much as I can with professions. And I think what I want to do just here briefly is just go pick a couple flowers, skin a couple animals, and then we will wrap this first adventure of Gayeh up. It's nice to get just a little bit of a decent start here on skinning and herbalism. And I actually probably did not come the right way. I ought to, there's a beast, I ought to cut back towards the other direction. I think there's more south of here. And I don't know that I'll always put my picture up. Since this is the first one, I decided to do that. I don't usually do that on my videos. I've got the camera hooked up more for if I ever decide to start streaming anything consistently. But thought it was a little bit of a special occasion, this first video, and might as well. And the other thing I was thinking about, I kind of like the idea of covering up chat just to respect the privacy of the folks in the guild. And anyway, so that's why I decided to do it. I don't know for sure if we will future videos or not. What level is this person? 9. No wonder they're still alive. This actually might be a close fight here. What level are we? 6. Very interesting. There's another 9. I'd like to get this herb, but I really don't want to be over here fighting level 9s much. And that level 9 bear, we might not be able to skin that yet. Yeah, let's get out of here.
It's too far away. I need to be closer. It's too far away. That one isn't ready yet.
I don't know if there is something attached to... What's this wild turkey that we keep getting? Okay, that has to do with a quest, it looks like. I don't know that I've ever done the Pilgrim's Bounty stuff, or at least it's been so long I don't really remember it. And I'm not going to worry about putting leather on the auction house this time. We'll do that next time we play. We're not going to have enough to even fool with it this time. If I remember correctly though, if you want to level up cooking, this is the time to do it in terms of the bounty situation. There's another herb, and I think unless we spot something else from here, I think this will just about wrap it up for us. Cooldown is 15 minutes because of the guild on our Hearthstone. Hearthstone? Is that what it is? Yes. Alright. As always, I appreciate you joining me for this video, and any feedback is appreciated, especially if you want to see more. I am excited about playing more. I'm never run a shaman past, what's the farthest I've made it? I don't think I've ever given Outlands with a shaman, so somewhere in the 30s or 40s is probably as far as I've made it. So I'd like to go further. I really like the shaman class. Every time I've played it just a little bit, it's grown on me every time. So, and I enjoy healing the most in terms of roles. So shaman is it's a fun healing class to play. Anyway, thanks for joining, and we will see about doing another one of these soon.